My name is Dr. Becky Peacock and I am the Project Supervisor of the Canadian Pacific Project. In comparison to today, the railway was a business, particularly when it was owned by the London South Western Railway, Southern Railway or British Rail. It was a business and it was there to transport passengers long distances. So compared to today, we only travel 10 miles. But initially it was 17 miles of railway that joined into a whole national network. So you could have got from Winchester all the way to London Waterloo, and that was the purpose. The railway has trained a great deal over time. It started off as a very small rural railway running through the age of steam, and then it was closed. We had periods where nothing ran on this railway, and then in 1977 it suddenly comes back to life. And we've worked tirelessly since that day to get the 10 miles that we have. And since then, we've grown from strength to strength. We've built the workshops here at Ropley, which allow us to restore and maintain all of our steam locomotives and carriages. We've added the events that we do, and generally just try to improve the visitor experience at every point that we can.
My name is Derek Simmons. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Hants Railway Preservation Society. The Society's role is far-ranging. We try and raise revenue, raise money for the railway. We support volunteers. We try and publicise the railway, publicise interest in the railway. It's a very wide-ranging supporting policy.
What sort of events do you do here to keep it running, keep it interesting?
At the railway, we try and do events that appeal to as many people as possible. So we start with young children, so we do Thomas events twice a year for a week in April over Easter and for another week in August, and that's aimed at 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds. But we'll also do events aimed at adults, so we do dining trains.
On standard travel days, we do things like guided tours through the workshops, and we try to put things on a little bit extra some of the days that we do a standard travel. The preservation of this railway is truly down to the volunteers that we have. Currently we have just over 450 volunteers, and without those volunteers this railway wouldn't run. We do have paid staff like myself working here, but without those dedicated people that come in and give their time up and do it all for free and for the love of this railway, we wouldn't survive, and they are truly our heroes as staff.
My name's Peter Reynolds and I'm a volunteer at the Hants Railway. Well, when I retired about 10-13 years ago, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more worthwhile than just sit at home watching television, and I asked them if they wanted any help, and yes, they said please come down and help us out as much as you can.
Where do you see the future of the railway?
Well, I'd like to think the railway will be preserved for 50, 100 years. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. A lot of the equipment is getting old and needs a lot of work doing to it, but there's no reason why it shouldn't carry on indefinitely.
We can always keep the steam engines going just that little bit longer, so as long as the visitors keep on coming, we can keep on going.
The hope is that it will be preserved well into the future, for future generations. The volunteers that we have now, actually many of them would have travelled in the age of steam, and so for us we want to educate those people that are now growing up without having seen a steam locomotive, and hopefully we can keep that going for a long time to come.